Speaking of fake populism and lies, here is Donald Trump lying about Bernie Sanders and Medicare.
And you have respect for this. He tends to gets on issues the American people care about. He just has a different view on how to solve it. So Medicare, it turns out health care is almost number one on almost every voter's list on the midterms. So he says Medicare for all is the answer. What is, and you wrote an op-ed against this, and then he says you're mischaracterizing what he means. What is the biggest obstacle for Medicare for all, or something that would give people insurance?
Well, let me just tell you that the problem with Bernie's plan is that you'd have to pay 4 times the taxes that you're paying right now. And one of the problems you would have is essentially, well, he's probably okay with it, but nobody else is. You'd have no money left. I mean, everybody would go out of business. You wouldn't be able to do it. But maybe as importantly, I don't think more importantly, but as importantly, you go and you look at countries where they essentially have single-payer tax care, single-payer
and not everybody is out of business.
If you look at it, they're a disaster. They come to our country when they need operations. They come to our country when they need help, assuming they have the money to do that. The level of service is so bad. I mean, essentially, the government runs it. Mm-hmm. You can take a look at what we did at the VA. Now I have choice where you're allowed, if you have to wait online for 20 days, or if you have to, I mean, some of these people are waiting 32 and 40 days to see a doctor. What happens is now under VA choice, they're able to go out, get a private doctor. We pay the bill. The vets are so happy with what we've done. Well, if you look at Bernie's plan, it's a catastrophe because basically it's government run. The government can't run anything. They've proven that.
Mr. President,
healthcare would be a disaster.
I know you.
So, okay, obviously this is a tsunami of lies. They're traditional Republican lies. One of the leading causes of death in the United States is medical error, actually. As but one example, people starting with importing drugs from Canada need to go overseas to get access to the United States. And then, as he said, all these other places like the UK, France, where they have national health programs and their businesses aren't bankrupt, Of course, that's another contradiction. Your taxes wouldn't be 4 times the same rate. Your taxes probably would go up a little bit, and then you would
particularly if you're rich.
Particularly if you're rich, which is a good thing. Rich people's taxes should go up for every reason conceivable.
Even if it wasn't paying for healthcare?
Even if it wasn't paying for healthcare. But if you are anything other than ultra rich, you will save money because you won't be being ripped off by a private insurance industry whose business model literally rests on denying you care.
Yeah, and you won't die because you didn't have health care. Like, some people still think they can roll the dice, I guess, and assume they're going to be healthy forever. But spoiler alert, you're not.
Also, you can live the rest of your life after being sick and not have to have crushing debt over your head the rest of your life.
And Trump's bit about the medical tourism, that might be the case if you are some sort of super elite that can afford to come to America and just blow like a few $1 million on some luxury cure.
Calf implant.
That is being subsidized by us keeping people off of healthcare and our capitalist healthcare system. That's gone. I don't want that. I don't want a super elite, secondary health system. I don't care if that goes away.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
And a lot of people who come here from overseas to get treatment, if there's some specific thing that we do really well here, it's still paid for, right, by their national health services a lot of the time.
Emiratis and Qataris will pay for you to go get care in the United States.